Hey guys, last day of Maryland Death Fest, Sunday, and I'm just very glad that today's basically going to be a resting day up until like 6 p.m. for me anyway, which is good because as you can see, my face is incredibly fried.
Holy shit!
As well as my arms. Probably not the best. There we go. That's the best way to tell that. Yeah, so my arms are absolutely completely fried. Today, I'm honestly just glad that today I don't really have that much to do up until 6, but once I do, it's going to be a constant barrage of bands, and then I got to check out of here and go back home to Chicago. So I'm going to see you then. On the last day, I was finally actually able to go to the brunch that was at Soundstage. Ended up costing me $20, but damn was it worth it. All you can eat buffet of breakfast stuff, bottomless mimosas, and bottomless Bloody Marys, if I believe that last one was correct. I can't remember exactly what. The food was good overall. Definitely needed it to start the day, and just even though I wasn't really starting my day until like about 6. But it was nice to still have some sustenance in my system. And then, not gonna lie, after that, I immediately went back to the hotel, crashed, played some Smash on my Switch, and just watched YouTube videos and just kept coverage of what went on throughout the day. At least until 6, when it was time for me to go. And here we are at Edison Lot for the final day. This was easily going to be one of the busiest days because I had to go from one side of the venue to the other. Decided to walk around, see if there was some last minute merch that I could get, which I think was only just an Immolation shirt, but regardless, that was still pretty good. Hope you guys are ready for 3 non-stop clips of bands that played right in a row. Just wanted to show you guys this. Thought it was pretty funny. I guess now it's time for me to go over all 3 individually. Immolation was just absolutely insane. As a 4-piece, these dudes just absolutely slayed. Even though they pretty much played the same stuff since the last time I saw them, minus the newer stuff that came from their previous new album. They absolutely crush it every single time live. These guys are absolute monsters. They are just absolute monsters of their craft. Know exactly what they're doing. 2 Tom Warrior sets it in one weekend. Sign me the
up. This was absolutely awesome. And the fact that he was playing all of his older stuff that he has, to my knowledge, has never played before live, was absolutely incredible. This was so cool. Granted, yeah, the lineup was the same as Triptychon, but honestly, who gives the flying shit? This was just unbelievable to witness. Just so cool. And Hypocrisy, man, Jesus Christ, I don't think I've ever seen that many crowd surfers in my entire life. This was another legendary band to see live, and I'm so glad I finally got to see them after they canceled their tour for End of Disclosure when that album came out. I forgot what the reason was, but I digress. I was also a little worried because Peter ended up talking about the infamous clip that went around for the Autopsy set the day prior, and at one point he said, "Yo, if you guys want to fuck, you guys can fuck." At that point in my head, I was just thinking, "Oh no!" And it's kind of funny because I looked behind me and there was a chick standing directly behind me, and after he said that, the girl immediately ran into the pit. And that's when I was like, oh no, all hell is about to break loose. Peter, what have you done? But regardless, their set was absolutely insane and they were so cool. So glad I finally got to see Hypocrisy live. Deicide was up next, but honestly, after seeing them with Karak, Ongrid, and Septic Flesh years ago, they were soured by my taste, and I honestly dropped Deicide from my album rotations ever since. But now, my time at Edison Lot was over, and it was time for me to make my way over to the final place, Ram's Head Live. And finally, after an hour wait, it was time for me to see the band that I was excited for the most, the band that actually drew me to Maryland Death Fest in the first place this year, my one band, Dark Fortress. I think I kept hearing people say that they were kind of disappointed with Dark Funeral's set. That they weren't exactly too energetic. If you've listened to their entire discography, especially as of late, you would understand that, no, you're not going to get bombasticness like you would with Mayhem or Watain or something along like that. They're actually pretty chill. And even though Catawomb, the song that you just heard, wasn't exactly the best example, because that song is an absolute banger, yeah, all the rest of their songs were pretty chill, meditative, really atmospheric, and all that jazz. So I absolutely loved their set. And after them, it was time to see the final band for my time at Maryland Death Fest, and that was Sacramentum. So I actually had a pretty horrible spot seeing these guys, so if the footage that you see is grainy, I apologize. That was my camera zoomed in as far as I could. There wasn't much more I could do. But this was yet another legendary set. The fact that Sacramentum played arguably their most popular album, Far Away from the Sun, in its entirety was absolutely awesome, and these guys absolutely slayed. absolutely terrific, and what a way to close off my chapter of Maryland Death Fest. And as I've said, that was the end for me. It was time for me to go back to my hotel, pack my bags, and get an Uber to the airport so I could get home to good old sweet home Chicago. While this was my first Maryland Death Fest, I can't say the same for many, many, many others who have attended this show. It was absolutely incredible, and I hope to God they really do bring it back, because this fest was absolutely terrific. And for those who can't travel outside of the country to do fests like Vakken or Bloodstock or so many others, this fest brought a lot of people who love extreme underground music all together, and that's what the creators of this fest set out to do. For older people and newer people, this fest definitely was one of the best things I ever got to do in my entire life. And sure enough, if they ever come back in 2024 and the lineup is absolutely sick, I would absolutely go to this show again. And I want to thank all of you guys for making me feel at home at this fest, not because I did not know a single person that was there. I went to this completely alone and by myself. And I also want to thank, real quick, the staff and the people who put all this together, for holding out hope from the shit show that was 2020 and 2021. You guys kept this all together, kept a good percentage of the bands that were announced for 2020's on, and it worked out fantastic. And I think everyone appreciates what you all have done for the show and for all of us. So with that being said, thank you to everyone who helped make 2022's Maryland Death Fest a complete success.